speaking, with me Tarun Nangia. Today is a very, very important show. It is for the Delhi Police Commissioner, Mr. Satish Golcha, who we all know has been somebody at the forefront of policing in this city. And now I say that you have to be lucky also to become the Delhi Police Commissioner. It's not policing alone or your competence alone. So in the end, he's lucky he's given this position, will have a long tenure, and there is so much he can do for this city. But I'm not to speak, I'm not the expert. I have a panel who know much about this city, and they will also give sort of a message from the bar. What does the bar think and want? Let me welcome Justice Mukta Gupta, or I should now address her as Senior Advocate Mukta Gupta, how much she appears in Supreme Court on a day-to-day basis. Senior Advocate Talwant Singh, who was formerly Judge of the Delhi High Court. Good to see you. And dare I say, Mr. Talwant Singh, Justice Talwant Singh, now Senior Advocate, appears not only in Delhi, but in Chandigarh, sometimes even in southern states like Karnataka. So he's someone who we sort of have seen very actively taking up, along with Senior Advocate Mukta Gupta, work after in their second careers, if I say. Senior Advocate Pramod Dubey, good to see you again. And as always, you have an ear to the ground and you give practical suggestions. So we welcome your practical suggestions on the show. I have with me Vivek Jain. Advocate Vivek Jain practices at the Delhi High Court, the Supreme Court, but a lot now in also Punjab and Karnataka. So that's where we see him doing some high-profile cases, but I'm sure he'll add to the richness of this discussion on the criminal side as to what can be done. We have Dr. Abhimanyu Chopra. Incidentally, he's the only one representing a law firm on this show. Abhimanyu is a specialist as far as cyber issues are concerned and works a lot on tech law. And he works with AZB in Partners, of one of India's leading law firms. Welcome, Abhimanyu, and look forward to your insights. At the outset, let me request Senior Advocate Mukta Gupta to give the opening comment. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Tarun. In fact, after a long time, Delhi's got a Commissioner of Police from the Agmut cadres. Otherwise, it was Commissioner of Police were coming from the other cadres. And being from the Agmut cadre, that's Andaman, that's Arunachal and all these union territories. Over the years, they have a very rich experience of working through the field, having worked as additional DCP, DCP, joint CP at all levels and in all departments like various ranges, various special cells, special branch, then economic offences, crime branch, because each field has its own nuances, own ways of investigating. Now, people who are expert in the investigation at the special cell may not be too good at the economic, while investigating economic offences. So when you go through all these different roles in your careers as DCP, joint CP, additional CP, special CP, you have a very rich experience. And when you're holding the position of a Commissioner of Police, one must know the nerve of each and every problem arising in the various groups they have. So I think this is a very good welcome step, having Mr. Satish Golcha. Incidentally, I have seen his work since his days as additional DCP, DCP and joint CP at every level and almost in every field. He is a thorough professional, dedicated to his work and stands by his commitment. And also that he has novel ideas, which I'm sure which he will bring and give richness to the policing in Delhi. Policing in Delhi is actually a mix. It's a metropolitan city. So a state, a union territory. So with all that mix blends, it has its particular problem of law and order, VIP movement always, then a lot of influx, and along with regular crime also, then sensational crimes as also terrorism, it has to be always protected from it. So with the result, having worked in all the spheres of policing, I'm sure he's going to get lots and lots of value addition to the Delhi policing. And because he knows all his peers well, that will also be a very well addition.
Requesting a small suggestion from you for him. Any suggestion that you would like to give him?
Yes, one suggestion I have. See, first and foremost will be the present issue which is involving, for which in the district courts strikes are going on, having designated the police stations as the places where the police officers can give their evidence. Let me tell you, when BNSS came under section 265, 266, 308, there is a provision that besides the courts, there can be designated places for carrying out the examination of the witnesses. So last year, when this BNSS came, the central government notified special areas in the police stations for that purpose, but that letter was immediately withdrawn. Now the Lieutenant Governor has brought this notification as regards Delhi is concerned. And having experience as a lawyer, both defense, prosecution, and as a judge, it will have its own challenges. Even if it is restricted to recording of the evidence of the police officers from the police station, it may have a very good idea, because many a times police officers who are very busy spend a lot of time going to the courts and giving evidence. But the problem is that in a criminal trial, the evidence of the police officers is very crucial. And that evidence being recorded from a police station where you do not know what he's reading from, who is prompting him, to ensure the sanctity of a fair trial will be very difficult. And this is a constitutional right which every accused, every victim has, of a fair trial. To some extent, this will get, or I may say to a great extent, it will get hampered, even if we restricted that these examinations will be only for the purposes of recording evidence of the witnesses. So this is going to be his first challenge. And second, the scientific examination at the spot. The BNSS has brought provisions for that, for search and seizure. They have said that yes, it will be recorded through the mobile phones. They have apps connectivity, but still it's not taken off in such manner that it can be proved as a proper evidence in the court. So there are a lot of lacunae, and they'll have to work on that.
Thank you for the suggestion. And I'll go to Senior Advocate Talwant Singh for his opening comment as well as his suggestion.
Yeah, thank you, Tarun. I know Satish Golcha socially, because we have met on some occasions in a few get-togethers. A thorough gentleman, a nice person, as Madam has said, and he understands Delhi. I think this is the plus point he carries with him. That we're not saying that other police commissioners are not effective, but if somebody coming from other state where he has spent his whole life, he may be getting the best experience of that state, which you can't implement in Delhi, as Delhi has got its own challenges. In my view, the first challenge which everybody faces early in the morning is the traffic chaos that is all around the city. So I think as far as the new police commissioner is there, the first thing which I request him, and through your esteemed channel, is to look into the management of traffic. We have seen, I remember about 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, police constables were manning even all the red light signals. Because once a police constable is standing there, that has got its own, they say, effect to discipline the traffic. Now you can see them standing in a group of 3 or 4, just looking for somebody to catch and challan him. I think that is also their duty. but that they can do that when the rush office hour rush is not there, especially in the morning 8 to 11 and the evening from 5 to 7 or 5 to 8. Any place you name, I think every nook and corner of the city is facing traffic jams, maybe for half an hour, 1 hour. Now in Delhi, we don't measure the distance in kilometers. We measure the distance in time, and depending upon at what time you start from one place. I think this is one priority which he should have. The traffic can be managed. It's not as if it can't be managed. Second priority, which I think he should implement, is there is something called ICJS, Interoperable Criminal Justice System, on which me as a member of the judicial member of the E Committee in 2013, we started that, and later on the Ministry of Home Affairs has allocated the special funds for that. And there is a special team of NIC which is preparing the requisite platform. And this platform is ready for the last about 5 years. I do not know what are the hitches in implementing that. That platform will change the policing from reactive policing to proactive policing. So what has happened in that all primarily we run 3 separate softwares on the law enforcement side. Police has got its CCTNS, judiciary has got, district judiciary I'm talking about, has got CIS, Case Information System, jails have got PMS. Unfortunately, all these 3 systems are not talking to each other. ICJS is the platform on which all these 3 systems talk to each other. Every police official, maybe SHO, ACP, DCP, CP, they can monitor every accused, every convict, his present location where he is. Whether he is right now present in the court, whether he is in jail, whether he is on parole, whether he is on remand, all these things can be monitored. So this system is ready for the last 5 years. Once this system is put in place, so then I think the police will be able to think in advance what steps have to be taken. Nowadays, the incident takes place, and after that, you run after the culprits of the accused. This is the priority which should be there.
Thank you. Thank you for suggestions and your opening comment. We'll give to Senior Advocate Pramod Dubey for his opening comment and suggestions for Police Commissioner Satish Golcha.
Thank you, Arun. And it's the welcoming step for the AGM to UT cadre police officer has appointed as the commissioner of police here. Because suppose if you are appointing some outsider person who are not the agment cadre, so it will take time for them to adjust. Here, the Mr. Golcha is already was holding the post of DG prisoner. So the most difficult place in this city, and he's having a lot of information with him. He is having the experience of Delhi, because the Delhi policing in Delhi is not so simple. It is basically bordering with 3 states. And you see the nature of the crime. The crime these days is happening here. So this is one of the challenges with him also. Second thing, we had very successful organization, that's a special cell. And Mukta ma'am was representing a special cell. She is having the vast knowledge about the special cell. After the constitution of NIA, the special cell is not getting so much attention. Because the NIA, this is a terrorism, but a special cell, people who are doing so many things, which they are not getting the proper representation these days. Third thing, the policing in 2021 is not the mere policing in the 2023. The challenges of 2023. We have entered into the arena where there is a AI, deepfake, cyber crime, drone. So obviously the police commissioner cannot do everything with himself, but he can train everything. He can train, there must be the delegation of the power, because whatever the offense is being committed in Delhi, this is not limited to Delhi. It is sending the message to the entire country, because the Delhi policing is the very vital for the running the country. You have already seen the Nirbhaya. Nirbhaya, what happened? One Nirbhaya episode, it make the legislature to bring the new legislation, and there was a lot of amendment in the law. So the Delhi police is carrying a lot of responsibility. Like you have to increase your intelligence because the prime minister is here, chief minister is here, all the dignitaries are here. Like Justice Mukta Gupta has recently said, you have the VIP movement, so many things. So the intelligence is very important here. You have to celebrate so many functions. Foreign dignitaries are there. Not only that, you have also the magisterial power. So you have to improve magisterial power, licensing, and the kind of the encroachment going on these days. The slum. If you go everywhere, one person will put the rickshaw, somebody will put something, chole kulche. There is no policing at all. And earlier government, when the Aam Aadmi Party was in government, so there was a not proper coordination with the LG office, Chief Minister office, and the Home Minister office. Now, fortunately, the MCDG is the BJP, state police, state government is the BJP, and the central government is the BJP. So we are hoping there would be better coordination for the policing in this city. And one thing I would also like to mention, Justice Dalwant Singh has mentioned, the traffic is a very crucial part. Lot of the crime is being committed by the traffic violation, so many things. Traffic is not disciplined. There is no respect for anyone in this city. If you go outside, you don't feel secured yourself. So the first challenge is to control the traffic also in this city. Second thing is that the non-reporting of the offenses. So this is also the big challenge. And you have to award your subordinate officers. If some officers are doing some good work, so you have to give the good posting and award also. Unlike the other things, is the moment there is a change in the system, the battering change, then there would be the list of the appointment of the SHO, SCP, DCP of your lobby. It should be the proper balance. Unless and until you take every group with yourself, you cannot survive in Delhi. This is my opinion.
Thank you for giving these suggestions. But I want to nudge you for giving one more suggestion on the criminal side, be it DNA evidence, be it extortion, be it any other crime, because we hear you speaking about all these things in court very often.
Justice Gupta has already mentioned that you don't have advanced technology based the crime team. If you see the crime team is reaching at the spot, they don't have the infrastructure. They are not so equipped. Even the FSL is not good. So everywhere you'll find the lack of the new technology. And second thing, one thing flagged by Justice Gupta, that's the ongoing strike. The only thing is the police officers are busy in so many things. Earlier, there was a provision, there will be two wings. One is for the law and order, another is for investigation. Why don't you make the recruitment? If your police officer is busy, you cannot deprive the person from his or her constitutional right. So under the garb of being your officers busy, you are completely infringing the fundamental right of the accused person.
Point very well taken. I'll go to Advocate Vivek Jain for his opening comment and his suggestions for Commissioner Satish Golcha.
Yeah, hi, Tanun. Thank you for welcoming me here. So I think as every distinguished panelist has said that in Mr. Satish Golcha, we've got somebody who's experienced and who has wide variety of experience, be it forensics, be it corrective, be it actually handling the riots. He's been a special CP when the Northeast riot happened. He has handled it. He's made a statement that I would arrest irrespective of the community. He's also handled that Shopian's case where he was actually a DIG team heading the CBI team. And he's in fact uncovered that crime. So he has forensics experience also. And obviously he was DG prisons. So he knows, he understands what are the correctional reforms which you can have. So in him, you would actually find a very well-rounded officer from obviously the Agmad cadre who is well positioned to serve Delhi. But as also highlighted, Delhi has various problems. Delhi is not an easy state, union territory to police. As Mr. Dubey had already said, that you are actually having borders with 3 states, and there is a lot of influx happening. Now there is obviously an issue of cybercrime which is happening, and the most important part for him is actually the transition from CRPC to BNSS. Now this is something which he has to deal with. There is, as Justice Mukta Gupta had said, that there is now a provision 105 which says that you have to mandatorily record search and seizures. Now, in serious cases, now there is a mandatory requirement in law that you have to visit the site. Now, in this, he has to, as a commissioner of police, has to also augment resources, get infrastructure, and also get recruitment in the police force to actually being able to implement these provisions on ground. That is something which I think he has to also look into, because training, infra, manpowers, SOP, review mechanisms, all these things would be actually required from him, because he is actually dealing with the new CRPC. I think this is the problem, which is a novel problem. I would say a very novel problem which needs to be actually dealt with. There are a lot of SOPs have to be made. There has to be review mechanisms to be made. There has to be trainings which needs to be given to the police officers. How are you recruiting police officers? Now, in fact, I think there is a High Court finding, Delhi High Court finding also, where in fact it has recorded that what kind of tests you're doing. It can't be just a physical test of an officer where you induct somebody in the police force. You need to also do a background check, psychometric tests to actually get into your force somebody who is actually positioned for this kind of a job. So my opening comments would be this only, that he has a well-rounded experience. He has seen various crimes. He has been at various positions, and I think he is very well positioned to deliver a good policing in Delhi. For cyber crimes, I think Dr. Abhimanyu Chopra is there. I think for cyber crimes, he will be able to tell us more in detail. But this is my opening commentary.
Indeed, yes. In fact, yeah. We are waiting to go to Dr. Abhimanyu Chopra, because I think he will give his exposition on that issue. Over to you, Dr. Abhimanyu Chopra.
Thank you, Tarun, for having me. The problem with such an august panel, whom you have appeared before courts and whom you have appeared with in courts, and going last, is there's very limited things that you can talk about. But I'll stick to my field rather than giving more background as to what everybody has added. I'll give you certain statistics if you've not looked at it from that perspective, because the crimes are not what we are defending today, but the crimes which we are also going to anticipate are going to move on. From the last year till date, in a span of less than 365 days, there has been digital arrest scams, which have amounted to a loss of over 2,000 crores. About 92,000 cases have been registered across India for digital arrest. Till date, and I don't know if people have gotten an opportunity, the Delhi police has actually revamped its site in a very positive way. It has a lot of videos with regards to these events for vaping, for cyber crimes, and for digital arrest. But the biggest problem that I've seen where I have defended people in these cases, or where I have prosecuted or filed complaints on these people, is that they don't know what is the right way of looking at it. When there is an emergency, and we have spoken in the past about it in another show also about it, that when the crime happens, that time you need hand holding, because you are about to lose or you have already lost your life savings, and the scam comes with such a threat at such an emergent view that you don't have a way out. So primarily, that is, I think, a part of my opening comment, that they should at least have deputed people who man the phones 24/7 to also have an SOP in place that they can inform the person when there is a cybercrime. And now cyber crimes are not only digital arrests which are monetary. There are also aspects of revenge porn. And with now AI and the other show that we did, where we saw the modified photo becoming a video, we have now a new demon in front of us. A generative AI video could be more damaging. In fact, the United States has come up with the law for the protection of the individual rights across the digital sphere, which our DPDP, which is currently in play, does not talk about, which also talks about the privacy over one's digital body and digital projection on the internet. So the new aspect we are also looking at is whether generative AI can be used on to make revenge porn videos, for the aspects of making fake cases, a fake recording which can be used to initiation of FIR. So there has to be now another form of revamp in the police, where they have to be educated, where they have to be trained, whether they should also know from a first brush that this may not be the right video. Forensics and the new aspect of looking when a person gives out the photo or a video, looking at it perspective from a authenticity point of view, that it is not modified, it is not cut. Another example I can give you is the 63A of the Copyright Act. When people come in and just make out videos and that there is a crime, please register an FIR. There has to be preliminary investigation even in those cases. This cannot be for the asking, because you will have legitimate cases and doctored videos for getting the relief that you want. Because eventually, as soon as the FIR is registered, the matter goes into trial and everything then becomes a subject matter of trial. So even without a preliminary investigation, a guy who is being prosecuted may not be the right person. So as the opening comment, I think now the time is for a revamping of maybe a cyber police, a more specialized training within the police, because there is a 2013 notification which said that police officials across jurisdictions can also register an FIR for cyber matters. They can also deal with the matter of cyber matters, but in case they need assistance, they can reach out to the central hub for the purpose of investigation. So this needs to be changed. There has to be an SOP in play for the police at that particular point of time. So if people reach out to them, they have a ready reckoner that yes, these are the steps which you need to follow. Please take these steps, protect your accounts, protect your WhatsApp, and so on. That's for my opening comments.
Thank you. Thank you for your opening comment. Well, now we'll move on to a rounds of final comments, which is your best wishes from Mr. Satish Golcha, and also any suggestion that you would have recollected by now. We'll start with Senior Advocate Mukta Gupta.
Of course, my best wishes with Mr. Golcha has been always there, as my association has been very, very long with him and many of other officers of the Ahmed cadre. And as we have all said, the saying is, the woods are dark and deep, but I have miles and miles to go before I sleep. So he has done a lot of work, but there is a lot to do. And it's something like I always say, it's a continuous mandamus. You continue to do the work, and the more you do, the more work is there in store for you. The challenges are many. I'm sure he will face it. He will be able to come out of it, and he has all the support of his peers, his juniors, his colleagues. But yes, as Mr. Abhimanyu said, then Mr. Talwant Singh said, Mr. Pramod said, Mr. Vivek Jain said, there are a lot of issues, and to just summarize those issues, it's going to take hours. But that's the beauty of Delhi with its complexities of situations. It always has an answer for it. And I'm sure he'll come out with the flying colors, do the best, both on the streets, on other fronts, in the office, and have proper postings. Because one of the biggest challenges to have the right person at the right place, as Mr. Pramod said. I remember once I was talking to Mr. Ajay Raj Sharma. He was probably one of the first who came from outside. I said, you look very relaxed always. He says, I don't have to do policing. I have to see that the right person is posted at the right place and the work should be done automatically. So if proper people are put in place to perform their job, I don't think anything is impossible. And of course, preventive measures, remedial measures, and even in cases of cybercrime, it can be taken. And the biggest problem with this BNSS, which is, as he said, there was a notification for cybercrime, you can lodge FIR anywhere in the country. But with 173 BNSS, you can lodge FIR anywhere in the country for an offense which takes place anywhere in the country. So now that's a statutory remedy available, and you cannot say no to that. All that you can do is conduct a preliminary inquiry, and not even like zero FIR you can transfer. So the filing of FIRs, registrations, and investigations are going to rise. My best wishes with him, and of course, he has very good teams to support him, advise him. He'll do the best.
Thank you. Thank you for your good wishes for Mr. Satish Golcha, new police commissioner. Senior Advocate Talwant Singh, your good wishes for Satish Golcha.
Yeah, all my good wishes to him. I think Madam has said he has got a good team to work with, but he has to take all the stakeholders with him. I think not only the police officials, but of course the other people who are interested in policing, and especially you can say the consumers of the law enforcement, the ordinary man on the street. He is the one who is looking at your performance from a distance, but he is the most affected man. So these people who are not part of your system, but they are as important as others who are there. They are not VIPs, they are not who's who of Delhi, but majority of Delhi is being inhabited by them. I think every man should feel safe. Look at other cities, or look at in India and those cities maybe in the Middle East also, where women don't fear to go out even at 2 o'clock in the night.
Yes.
But here, I think even a man feels fearful once you are leaving your home after 10 o'clock. So I think that type of policing has to be there. And another thing which I feel that even now, people feel, I think a bit, they have got a bit fearful of the police stations and the police officials. In other countries, if you are in any trouble, first thing you do is you dial police or you talk to a nearest policeman. Here you try to avoid a policeman. I think that perception has to change. Police has to become, I don't say user-friendly, but police has to do its job properly, and they should support the citizens. Everybody on the street is not a thief. Okay, I think that perception has to change. Your language, your body language, I think everything needs some improvement at some point of time. So we hope that with his polished personality and his charming personality, he will be able to take his entire police up to the constable level with him, and their general attitude towards public should change.
Thank you. Thank you for that suggestion. Your best wishes for Satish Golcha. Senior Advocate Pramod Dubey, your suggestions and your good wishes for Mr. Satish Golcha.
Of course, we have the good wishes to Mr. Golcha because heading the police commissioner of this state. Tarun, you must be knowing there is a police training college here that is in Jharoda Kala. So what my advice would be, after completing their training in the police training college Jharoda Kala, we have border BP R&D in Delhi itself. So in Bureau of Police Research and Development, the police officers should take training, and there is a training I have already given teaching there to the officers from the different part of this country. That is the Central Detective Training Institute. So this must go for there for the mandatory 1 week, 2 years period, because see, these days also there is a drone threat. So you must be knowing what is the drone, how you can control. So many things are coming these days. So this is the first. The second thing would be the increasing of the police forces. The police forces should be there, and we need to see the boots on the road. So there must be the police officer on the road. There must be the well-equipped the PCR, because the moment there is some incident, there must be the quick disposal, and you also fix the accountability and the responsibility. Is ultimately police commissioner of Delhi is accountable and responsible to each and every act of this state. So there must be the accountability amongst the hierarchy of the police officers. You cannot make the scapegoat to an officer who is of the lower in rank. you also take the action against the officer who are the higher in the rank if there is any default. Because you see the kind of the incident is happening these days. No one is coming forward to take the responsibility. So this is my final advice to increase the policing in Delhi. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your suggestions and also for your good wishes for Mr. Satish Golcha. I'll go to Advocate Vivek Jain for his good wishes for Mr. Satish Golcha.
Well, I wish him all the luck and wish him all the best for the task he's up for. One thing which I would also like to highlight, obviously we are talking about AI crime, cyber crimes, crime against women. I think that is something which also needs his attention because, as you know, Delhi recorded a staggering figures. Like I think it is the highest of the national average. National average is around 66 amongst 1 lakh women. Delhi is, I think, around 145 or 146. So this is something which he also has to deal with. Regular policing, how you're patrolling the desolate places, unlit places, bus stops, campuses. So I think that is something which also needs his attention. Crime against women. In fact, all women help desk in every police station can actually help in actually letting women come and address those complaints directly. That is, I think, one of my suggestions, and I wish him all the well.
Thank you. Dr. Abhimanyu Chopra, your good wishes for Mr. Satish Golcha.
Of course, it's a difficult task, but somebody has to do it. And since he's been tasked, we wish him all the best. And I think, in addition to with whatever everybody has talked about, how he plans to work with a number of teams, I would only imagine that the additional responsibility upon him would be to also now comply with now how the electronic policies have started. Recently, just I think 2 days back, there is also a subsequent event which has happened with regards to the notified of the BNSS service rule, and that rule came in with changes to be made and how electronic communication is communicated to individuals. And while we have a Supreme Court ruling which says otherwise that you cannot send notices, so that harmonious interpretation is now going to be a subject matter of a lot of debate, because whether you follow the rules in Delhi in terms of the BNSS Act or whether you follow the centralized rule, because for state of Haryana it's been specifically said so. So now, these compliances, the normal training of individual officers who look at from the aspect of cybercrime, that they look at for crime against women. And like I said, you will have in a very recent news in a couple of days that there is something with regards to a generative AI video, which turns out to be completely fake. It was made with the intention of basically duping somebody, taking money, because a lot of cases, and this is something I've read in the past with a lot of numbers that have come in, that a lot of cases with regards to crime against women are also manipulated to an extent that it gets made into a case of rape as compared to something else because of the information which has been circulated, and then there is a settlement across the board. So I think there is the requirement of teaching and learning which comes across the various fields, and learning about the cyber crimes and the new tools that are in existence helps them actually mitigate it further. So I wish him all the very best. And I think everybody on this August panel will wish him that he will do so in a very diligent manner. They all have associations with him. And that's about me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll all be witness to it. I would like to thank Senior Advocate Mukta Gupta, Senior Advocate Talwant Singh, Senior Advocate Pramod Dubey, Advocate Vivek Jain, Dr. Abhimanyu Chopra for taking out time for Delhi Police Commissioner and giving suggestions. Really appreciate that. And I think this will go a long way in giving inputs to somebody who's going to go down in history as one of Delhi's police commissioners. Delhi police commissioners, dare I say, are remembered even 30 years down the line. When you see them in gatherings, police gatherings, other gatherings, they have an exalted place in this society. So I think now Mr. Satish Golcha has been given that opportunity, and I'm sure he would also go down in history as somebody who delivered for this city and took decisions which are remembered. Appreciate that all of you could make time. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.